Previously, we have seen how to create events using Eventgen by sample replay, and as well as we have created events from scratch using Eventgen, right? Now in this video, we will talk about how to use this Jinja templating with Eventgen for event generation purpose. So Jinja templating is basically very widely used Python-based templating language. So today we will see how to use this particular templating language to use with Eventgen to create our own events over here. So now we will not be discussing Jinja templating each and every details about the Jinja templating system, because that will be too much for this particular video, but we will try to see the part related to the Eventgen only. So for that, what I need to do is our approach will be very much similar whatever we have done for other Eventgen videos. Okay, we will be creating the eventgen.conf file, and we will be using some kind of, instead of using a data samples, we will be using this template as an input to that particular eventgen.conf, or basically the Eventgen modular input to create events over here. So for today's demo, what I am using I am using Eventgen 6.5.3, I think. Let me see it. If I just go to help about, so Eventgen version is 6.5.3, and which is Splunk 8 compatible, and currently I'm using a Linux based system to do that, because Windows based system with Jinja templating, there are some issues, so that's why I'm doing this whole exercise in Linux only. So now to start with, what we can do it over here is, if you just go to the GitHub repo of the Eventgen app. So as you have seen before, Eventgen we can use in two ways, right? Either just as a Python application, or we can use it as Splunk application. So today we'll be using it as a Splunk application only, this sa-eventgen. This is the modular input. Now if you just go to this GitHub repo over here, if you go to the test folder and then sample eventgen conf, and you just go to the Jinja templating, there are a lot of templates available to practice it out. So we will be working on this guy today. Let's say Jinja loop template. So we'll be seeing a loop as well. We will see how to create times, those stuff. There are other templates as well. You can always try from your end as well. So if I just open this particular file, if you see, the file name is test jinja loop.template file. So this is the file, this is the template file which will basically hold the code of the event generation. Okay, if you see it, like, it is actually running a for loop. So this is how you create a for loop in the Jinja template, just with this curly bracket, then percentage. Within that you need to have a just simple Python for loop. If you see, like, for underscore in this range some number, and then we have some kind of time underscore now. And if you see here, the actual event we are generating. So for each and every loop iteration, so this will be the event it will be generating. Like, we have a underscore time, and if you see, like, this is the JSON structure over here, like proper JSON structure. So we have a underscore time, then we have some underscore raw variable which will basically index into Splunk. Okay, and the underscore time, the event underscore time, will be this particular time over here. Now couple of stuff over here, if you see it, there is a variable they have used called large underscore number. So this is basically the loop variable. This many times the loop will be iterating. Like, we will see how we can define this particular number, or basically pass this particular number to this particular template. Now there is a time underscore now is another variable they have put over here. There is a time underscore now underscore epoch. There is a time underscore now underscore formatted as well. And there is some other things called loop.index, and large number we have seen it over here. Now let us discuss one by one how it should be our configuration. So we will start with first eventgen.conf file. Then slowly we will try to see how this file is related to that particular file. So to do that one, let's open a notepad and try to see it. So as in other eventgen.conf file, so we will be having a similar stuff. We'll give it a Stanza name called, let's say, test underscore Jinja. You can give any name over here. Now if I go to just eventgen documentation over here, we will try to follow the similar stuff over here. Okay, so if you see, just like we did created a simple stanza over here. So there are a couple of attributes called end, count we have already seen in previous video. We have seen a generator as well. We have seen the concept of generator, timers, those stuff in the introduction video of the event generation, right? So that video link I will be giving it over here somewhere. It will be here. Okay, so end means if I just search in the documentation, the configuration documentation, if you see it, the end attributes, it's a timer setting attribute. So it will basically end the execution of on a specific time or that many number of intervals over here. Now, okay, it can be used to execute only a specific number of intervals or with a backfill to generate events on a specific time window. So for us, the end, we will be giving it as 1. So as we are seeing it over here. Count is basically how many events you are planning to generate over here. Now if you see, we have given a count equals to 1, but if you see, when it will run this particular Jinja template, it will loop through, correct? So that means it will run once, and it will loop through, and each and every time it will generate some number of events over here. Okay, so let me put this guy over, these two settings over here. Count equals to end equals to 1, count equals to 1. These are all fairly simple. Now if you see the generator settings, so let's try to find that one. So you will see how it is. So when we say this particular, this is, if you see, like, generator is a generic settings over here. So either in our previous cases we use the default generator. Now in this case we will be using a specific generator called Jinja. Generators are nothing but the core event generation logic will be written over there. So for Jinja, the generator will be the Jinja one. Okay, so if I just go over here, so generator we will mention as Jinja. Maybe in future videos we will try to see how we can create our own generator as well in eventgen. Okay, so that's the one, that's my generator. Now let's move on. For Jinja there are couple of settings. So if I just try to find it out over here in the documentation, if you see it, don't worry, I'll be giving this link as well in my video description so that you can refer it as well. For Jinja, these are the following settings you can do. One is the Jinja template directory. So whatever we are seeing it over here, if you see, this is nothing but a .template file over here. So that template file we need to mention, we need to keep somewhere, right? So that directory name you have to give it over here. So if I just go over here, let me go over here. So that's the Jinja template directory. Now Jinja target template, this will be the template file name. Okay, and Jinja variables, so you can define your own variables as well. If you see, like, for an example, they have defined a variable called large underscore number, and this particular variable you can refer to your template file. Okay, and the how you will be defining these variables, you will basically creating a JSON kind of structure if you have multiple variables over here. So that's why if you see, like, when they have defined a variable called large underscore number, so that variable they have used it over here, large underscore number everywhere. So let's do that one. So Jinja template directory, I will not put it now, I will tell you why. So these two things I will put first is the Jinja template name, and we will be creating a variable called large underscore number over here. Okay, so these two things we put. Now let's move on. You can give earliest, latest, and output mode, which you have discussed in previous video. This is a normal stuff, so I'll not discuss it now. So basically earliest and latest time depicts what will be the earliest and latest time for your events, and output mode std out means it will be writing the events to standard output so that Splunk can index it. So this will become our eventgen.conf file. Now one thing I skipped it over here is called the Jinja template directory. Now when you will use the eventgen as a Splunk app, So there will be a sample directory, if you remember. So inside the sample directory, we will be creating a templates directory. Inside the directory, if you put your template file, so Splunk can automatically pick it up from there. So that's why I'm just not giving any directory over here. But in your case, if you are putting in somewhere else, you can give the directory name full path, or you can give relative to the eventgen.conf file. Okay, so that you need to remember. So for that, what I will do it over here. So I'm using a Google Cloud instance over here. So I'll just go to the back end. I'll clear it. So currently I am in eventgen. If you see it, currently I am in eventgen local folder. So here only we will be creating our eventgen.conf file. So we will say vi conf file. And what we'll put it over there, we'll put the same stuff which we created over here. Okay, insert, paste, and we'll save it. So that became our eventgen.conf. Now the second thing we need to do is we need to create our own template file, and we decided to use this particular template file today. So what we'll do is we will copy this one, but before copy this one, let us understand some other aspects of this template file. So there is something called time_now, time_now epoch, and time_now formatted. Now these things are not properly documented. So what I did is I actually searched through this code base, and I found this one in the same templates directory where we are having this particular test jinja_loop.template. So we are having a time example.template as well. Okay, so over here they have documented properly. If you see, like the time_now, we will tell the time module to find out the current spot in the time based on the current host machine time. Similarly, you can find the description for time_now epoch and formatted as well. So just search it over here. So time_now. So if I just go to this template and open this loop template, so this is our current time, and this is our current epoch time, and this will be a current time in the formatted. So format we'll see when it will create that event over there. Now there is another thing I've seen when I was actually trying to index this particular index is, if you see, like this is a multi-line event they are trying to ingest it over here. So current version of the eventgen, I think it is not able to support the multi-line event. Maybe in future I will try to see. So they are basically asking for some other module to install. So I will park that discussion for future videos. But for today's video, because we are trying to achieve the simple stuff over here now, we will try to create a single line event only. So what we will do is we will just copy it over here in the notepad. Let's say this guy. So instead of creating a multi-line events, I will just create a single line event over here. Okay, and if you see, the loop.index will tell like what is the current iteration number of that particular loop, and large number we have already seen it over here, correct? So we'll copy this one and we will go to our backend. We will go to our apps. So we'll go to SA Eventgen. This is our Eventgen app. Now if I just go to this samples directory, okay, samples, if I just do ls, so there should be a directory called templates. So if you do not having it, you can create on your own as well. Okay, so if I just go to cd templates, so now currently when I was testing it out, so there is a test Jinja template. So that let's remove it. Let's create our own template. Okay, so we will be creating a new template called let's give it a same name, test Jinja loop.template. Okay, and inside that we will be putting the same templating code what we have seen it over there. Insert, sorry, okay, paste it. So we have done that one. We will save it. Now this is the template we just created, right? So the same template needs to be referred to the eventgen.conf file as well. So we will go to local folder /. Okay, we will go to local folder. We will open the eventgen.conf file. So let's clear the screen. We will open the eventgen.conf file. If you see, previously I have given the test jinja.template, so I have to give the new template name we just created over there, right? So we'll go to insert mode. We will paste it over here, and to make it things very short, instead of giving a very huge number, I will just give 50 over here, the large number. Okay, so we will save it. We will restart Splunk once. pt Splunk bin Splunk, then restart. We'll come back after Splunk restart completed. So our Splunk has been restarted. So if everything we have done correctly, so once we will enable that eventgen modular input, it should be indexing the data. Okay, so let's see that. So as we have not given any index name over here, so it will be pushing it to the main index only. So we'll go to settings, we will go to data inputs. As we have seen in previous videos, when you install eventgen, so there is a automatically sa-eventgen modular input will be created. So if it is disabled for you, you need to enable it. Okay, and if I just go to main index now, okay, for last 24 hours, let's say, if you see the 50 events already pushed for us, already created for us, correct? And if you see, this is the formatted time over here. Now let us try to see that, try to reason through it. So this is the template we have used it over here, right? So for the underscore time, as we know, Splunk underscore time is always in epoch format. Even though you are in the UI, you are seeing in a very human readable format, but behind the scene it is always a epoch format. So that's why we are sending the time underscore now underscore epoch as the value of the underscore time. But in the raw event, if you see the time underscore now underscore formatted is the value of the time. If you see it over here, this is the one, and this is the current format, like ymd, and then a t, and then this time string over here. Okay, and other stuff over here as well. Like if you see, this is the loop index, right? 50 times the loop, we went through that loop. That's why it is for the last event it is coming as 50 out of 50, and other stuff over here. Okay, now when you are not receiving event in your index, you can always look for underscore internal index and eventgen. Okay, so if you are receiving any error, it will be shown up over here. Previously, that's why, like when I was telling you, like this, for this multi-line events, it was giving me some error, so I found it in similar way only. Okay, so this is the stuff about eventgen with the Jinja templating, and for Jinja templating, you can follow this documentation to know more about what are the different features it is having. I will be providing this link as well over here. Okay, so what essentially we have done it over here is, similar way whatever we have done previously with the sample files, we have done it similarly. We have created eventgen.conf, but this time the generator is a different one. It's a Jinja generator. For the generator, we need to have an input file called .template file, which is nothing but the Jinja templating code. That will be, and that particular template file will tell the generator how to generate those events over here. Okay, that's the difference with other approaches over here. Okay, so hopefully this video is helpful. In future videos we'll talk more about the event gen. Event gen is a vast subject, as I said, so I'll be covering slowly. Okay, see you in next video.